famous police captain in the movie Casablanca. Gambling in the casino? Heavens, no. But absolutely involved.
Has Mossad successfully infiltrated Hezbollah?
It's possible. There's also can't discount. I know that Alistair is inclined to lean more towards a human's penetration, and I can't argue that with him. I don't disagree. But we've also had some developments with respect to the ability to track cell phones, the whole computer network operations arena for electronically following people. It's in the same way that Israel succeeded in planting bombs and pagers, it also could have very well succeeded in planting a particular communications device on someone they knew was directly involved with Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah, and allowed it to be tracked that way. But in any event, Israel clearly had good intelligence on this. That's why they're able to, hit that location and kill Allah.
But would MI6 and CIA have helped them, or would they have just reported back to London and Langley what was about to happen?
Well, if by help, load the bombs, arm the bombs, do the navigation. No, Israel is quite capable of doing all of that on its own. Were CIA and MI6 aware, knowledgeable of the plan, witting of what they were about to do? Sure. And that has become so dangerous because the Zionists, I don't want to call them Israelis per se, because there are several Israelis and there are several Jews around the world that just reject what these Zionist crazies are doing right now with this killing, wanton murder almost, and they are. They're out of control. They're killing civilians. They're killing women and children. It's one thing to have a targeted assassination. Say you want to kill Nasrallah, okay. You can make a case that he's a bad guy and he needs to go. Okay, kill him, but that's not what they did. They killed hundreds of other civilians who were not military targets, and they think nothing of it.
You recently published the piece, the result of your own research. I believe your research was based on Israeli generated statistics. What did those statistics show about which state actor or which group engages in more acts of terrorism, has killed more people than any other in the Middle East?
Yeah, if you're going to use the definition of terrorism without ignoring the political motive, but it's the killing and wounding civilians, then by any objective measure, the number one terrorist actor in the Middle East is Israel, hands down. The casualties among the Palestinian civilians in Gaza, the West Bank, and now the Lebanese people, the Shia that are dying throughout Lebanon, that's all Israel. When you go to the Israeli Foreign Ministry site, they've recorded every act of, quote, terrorism, Palestinian violence, however you want to describe it, since August of 2000. And I took the statistics simply through April of 2024 this year. And they exclude the October 7th attack. They treat that separately. But, over that 24-year period, a grand total of 1,425 Israelis or foreigners visiting Israel were killed in these acts attributed to Palestinians. As far as Hamas and Hezbollah in particular, the Israeli Foreign Ministry, understand, it's not Larry Johnson, this is the Israeli Foreign Ministry, only identified 105 attacks over a 24-year period that could be linked to Hamas, even fewer to Hezbollah. And yet, here in the United States, we perpetuate this myth that Iran is number one sponsor of terrorism in the world. It is not. That Hamas and Hezbollah are these massive terrorist organizations. So All I did also was I went back to my old office that is now called the Bureau of Counterterrorism at the Department of State. Every year they put out a report. It used to be called Patterns of Global Terrorism, then the name changed. So they're looking at current, country reports on terrorism. And when they list the top 10 groups that are carried out terrorist activities in the world, not a single one is sponsored by Iran. Not a single one is named Hamas or Hezbollah. That's, so that tells you the story right there. And yet this propaganda, this lie, it's all designed that the United States, we've got several agitators, John Bolton, Lindsey Graham, others think that we absolutely ought to go attack Iran, that we need to attack Iran. And we forget, we got blood. We always say, they got blood on their hands. Yeah. The Iranian-backed terrorists, quote, attacked us in Beirut, Lebanon, because we were attacking them. It was not like we were sitting there minding our own business, selling lemonade, selling candy apples. Hey, would you like to buy a candy bar? And then they attacked us? No. We were throwing, battleships were throwing shells into the Bekaa Valley, killing Lebanese Shia. That's why they started attacking us. And you'll notice over the last 20 years, to my knowledge, there's not been a single Hezbollah attack against an American citizen, particularly on American soil. Zero. And the other element to consider is that Hezbollah has actually been in Syria fighting the Islamic extremists, al-Nusra in particular, that are funded by, that would be us. So that's our hypocrisy on using terrorism as a club to beat up the rest of the world when we nothing killing an American citizen with a drone because he's a terrorist. As long as you put him as a terrorist, you can do anything you want to them. Well, that to me, dangerous.
Under